Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to Paris in middle of April 2015, and while he was there, he signed up for 36 Dassault Rafale fighter aircraft, kind of a straight buy away, fly away deal, which is kind of a massive change to what has been going on for nearly 3 or 4 years, which was the MMRCA requirement, under which India and Paris and France were locked in very long, painful, lengthy negotiations to buy 126 Rafales under this long-standing requirement that the Indian Air Force has had for a medium combat aircraft. Now, this is a big deal because India has basically, under Modi, has torn up the negotiations, as far as we can tell, and has decided to buy them straight off the shelf instead of organising local production and local manufacture of these aircraft. One of the interesting things about Narendra Modi is that when he came into power in May last year, he really announced a kind of a plan to establish India as part of the global supply chain, as a maker country rather than a buyer country, especially in defence equipment. And at the Aero India show in February in Bangalore, he made a big deal about how he wanted India to become part of this global supply chain, how to get rid of this import dependency, which is at the moment India imports something like 65 to 70% of its defence material, which is obviously quite a lot for any country, but especially for a country of India's size. It means that most international defence companies see it as kind of a bonanza at the best of times. So what Modi really wants to do is try and get rid of this import dependency. Now, that said, the first time he goes to Europe, he kind of turns up, and instead of pushing through on this deal to have Rafale license built by HAL in Bangalore, which was part of the MMRCA deal, what he did was he basically tore up that agreement, or tore up the negotiations, and said, actually, no, we'll buy 36 of these off the shelf from you, built in France, and after that we may kind of continue negotiations for the other 126. At the moment, it's up in the air. We don't really know what's going to go on with that package. So the MMRCA deal was really a massive problem. I think we reported that the contract itself was something like 16,000 pages long. So there was always going to be a question about whether the MMRCA deal could really deliver the aircraft that the Indian Air Force needs. So getting 36 aircraft, probably delivered in the next 4 to 5 years, is a massive improvement for the Air Force. The Rafale is the aircraft they really wanted. It was always the aircraft they wanted. This means that they will be able to have 2 or 3 squadrons up in the air, flying and actually out there doing their job, probably before 2020. So in the short term, this is going to be good for the Indian Air Force. For the long term, we have to understand whether this is going to improve Indian self-sufficiency, or whether India is going to have to continue to rely on foreign companies to provide it with high-end kit. So it's a test for Modi, really. I mean, at the moment, it looks like he's gone for the short-term gain over long-term pain. That said, he may have an ace up his sleeve that we don't know about yet.